Hello everyone, Mr. Science Mover here.
Something you may not know about me is that, in addition to being a player of games, I also create them. So, for this video, instead of playing and reviewing someone else's game, I decided to ask the other smoothers, Ryan and Cam, what they would like to see in a game so that I could create it for them. Here's what they came up with during our first brainstorming session. First, we knew the game should be multiplayer so we could all experience it together. Second, the game itself will be set in Antarctica, with the players being swarmed by penguins. The penguins would come in waves, and the players would have to hit them with snowballs to keep them at bay. The goal of the game was to protect our clan of talking fish from being eaten by these penguins. Each fish has its own role and its own power-up. The fish would be hiding inside an igloo, and the penguins would destroy the walls to get to them. It would be our job to protect them and rebuild the igloo when necessary. All of this sounded like a fun game to us, and that's because it sort of already exists in the form of Call of Duty Zombies. In that game, you're in a safe house with zombies trying to eat you, and you must rebuild the doors the zombies break open. The games sound very similar, so I took this as inspiration for some features that might be good to have. Adding a health bar and being able to resurrect other players were big ones. After brainstorming, the other smoothers wished me luck, and I set out to build our game. First thing I did before starting work on the project was to create a list of tasks that needed to be done. I already had an outline of how we wanted the game to look and play, but dividing this into tasks makes it much easier to digest and make sure you don't forget to do anything. After creating my list and starting a new Unity project, I got to work on my first task.
Since our game was going to be in 3D, we needed both 3D player movement with WASD and camera movement using the mouse.
This is typically where FPS games start. I used the standard input.get axis to get horizontal and vertical movement on both the keyboard and mouse, and rotated or moved the player as such. I also added some other interactions that I felt would be useful, including jumping, sprinting, and crouching. Next, I added a health and armor bar, the difference between these being that health was capped at 100, while armor could theoretically be infinite. Right now, these were just for decoration, since there was actually no way for it to change, but I made sure the system was in place to update the bar dynamically based on the player's remaining health. Next up was to program the enemy AI. Our penguin was going to have a few things it would need to do. It was going to need to walk along the ground, target either a player or a fish, attack when it got close, and also break down any walls in its way. I used Unity's nav mesh to stick the penguins to the floor and allow them to automatically walk towards an assigned target with an assigned speed. After testing the movement with a single player and a single enemy, I added functionality to our health bar so that when the enemy collided with the player would take damage. Now that our enemy was attacking us, well, I had to give us some way to defend ourselves.
I implemented a simple snowball thrower that would instantiate and launch out a new snowball when the mouse was clicked after a short cooldown. Before moving on, I made sure that any thrown snowballs would clean themselves up after they were no longer relevant.
In developing a game, it's important to keep in mind the limits of your game, and instantiating something on player input means eventually you'd have so many snowballs your computer would crash. So I added a timer that would destroy the snowballs after 3 seconds. Seems like it would be good enough, and not noticeable for a player. Of course, these snowballs didn't do anything yet, so I gave them a collider and made any penguin that it collided with die. Once the penguin died, they would drop some fish bait that they would have used to lure in their prey. But stationary bait is boring. So I wrote a small script that would bob the bait up and down and spin it around in a circle, waiting for a player to pick it up. The next logical step was to allow the player to pick up the bait, and store the total amount of bait somewhere visible to the player, so they could know what they had the money to buy from their fish friends. Now that one enemy was fully functional, I was going to need a lot more.
Before I implemented the wave spawning, I started with just spawning on a set timer.
I decided to go with manually placed spawn points and randomly choosing between them. This gave the illusion that the penguins could spawn from all sides, which realistically they could, but made it much easier for me to control the distance the penguins would spawn from the igloo. The gameplay was starting to take shape, so I decided to take a break from that and do some art. I started with the igloo itself. I had already had access to a brick oven I had created for a school project, so I commandeered the brick model and relaid them in my desired igloo shape. It turned out more like a box without a roof than an igloo, but making it that way was much easier in terms of gameplay. If the walls were curved, the penguins wouldn't be able to push out the bricks toward the inside. After dropping my igloo into the scene, I realized that my Unity was a bit laggy, which would surely translate into lag during gameplay. It turned out that each brick was composed of 384 polygons, which isn't much for one brick, but is a lot for the entire igloo, about 3.6 million polygons.
Fortunately, Blender has a way to programmatically decimate the poly count of a model, so I applied this modifier to every brick of the igloo and brought the total count down to 360,000 polygons, a much more realistic number.
Back in Unity, I aligned some colliders with the walls and gave each brick its own box collider. The way I was going to tackle wall destruction would be this. Each brick's collider would be a box, so not its 50 mesh triangles, but only 12 in terms of physics calculations. When a penguin would walk up to the wall, it would first collide with the outer pink collider, which would eventually be invisible. The penguin would then scan all bricks in the igloo and target any that were within a given radius. The penguin would then break the targeted bricks one by one until all of them had been punched out of the wall. After all the bricks were on the floor and there was a big enough hole for the penguin to walk through, it would continue on its journey towards the fish. As I started programming the enemy to walk up to the wall, I realized I needed a penguin model in order to show the penguin punching out the wall. I spent some time in Blender modeling one from scratch and gave it a quick rig so that I could animate it walking and punching. After I had finished the rig, I decided to leave the animation until the next day. So far, day 1 had been a success and I was looking forward to more progress in the days to come. The next day started with animating the penguin model I had created the night before. My simple rig gave only simple animations, but it got the point across. I imported that into Unity, gave it some texture, and started hooking up the animations to the applicable parameters. The penguin was a simple animator that only needed to know whether the penguin was moving and whether it was hitting something. At this point, I imagined the penguins would be punching both the wall and the player. Whenever they collided with either, they would stop moving and just start swinging. Once I got the penguins all animated, I was still in the modeling mood, so I decided to work on the model for a fish. I had originally imagined them as small fish sitting on chairs, but given the size I made the penguins, I figured I'd make the fish the same size. So, once I've got my standing fish, I added 5 more to finish out our little clan of 6. Because each fish was going to have its own job, I needed to give them some way of distinguishing themselves to the player. I started modeling little symbols to represent each that they could hold in their hands. A cross for the healer, a chest plate for the armorer, a snowball for the weapons guy, a sneaker for the speed upgrades, and a staff for the leader. The last guy would just hold an ice brick from the wall to replenish them when requested. After giving them all their respective tools, I realized that a snowball wouldn't be the best to represent weapons, since you already own one, so I modeled a snowball gun to exchange with the base snowball weapon. All the fish were now in place, so now I needed to make them work. I wrote a script for the player that would be interacting with the fish, and gave each fish its own tiny script signifying what it sold and for how much. I also added a simple text bar at the bottom of the screen to show what you'd be buying and for how much when you walked up to it. Also, since the leader wouldn't be selling anything, he would just say a bunch of things when you talked to him, just adding some character to the fish. In implementing the fish, the leader, the health, the armor, and the speed fish were pretty easy, but I decided to save the bricks and the snowball gun fish for later. After running around testing, the game was feeling a little more full. I did notice after collecting a bunch of bait that they should have a model as well, so I made one. My first idea was to put a bunch of worms in a bucket, but after realizing how many worms that would have had to be, I decided to just make it a single worm. By this point I hadn't given the penguins full functionality yet, so I hadn't enabled the igloo yet, but since everything was really coming into their models, I decided it was time to show the igloo. After that, I modeled a door for the igloo and programmed a coroutine to allow a player to open it. This door ended up being a real pain in the butt, but it looked nice anyway. Once I got the door working, I decided to call it for the night. The game was looking pretty good, both visually and mechanically, so I was feeling good. Day 3 started up with some more programming. Currently, the penguins will still only target the player, but if I wanted the goal to be to protect the fish, most of the penguins would have to be targeting the fish. I wrote some code for the penguins to be able to establish a target among all possible targets, and to change targets if another penguin ate the fish they had been targeting. Now that penguins were targeting the fish, they were walking up to the walls and trying to get in. Next was to give them some way to actually punch out the bricks. As mentioned earlier, my plan was for the penguins to punch out the bricks closest to them so they could walk through to get to the fish. I wrote some more code for the penguins to be able to select which bricks and give them a decent amount of force to release them from the wall. Some tuning on the brick speed later, and it was looking pretty good. Since I was at the point where all my models were in the game, I looked through my library of models I had bought in the past. If you're ever looking for game models for cheap, I would definitely recommend checking out humblebundle.com. Not a sponsor, just a really good site. Plus, your purchase will go to benefit charity, so you don't have to feel like a filthy pirate. I picked some nice low-poly snow assets, some clouds, and a sky dome, and placed them around the scene haphazardly. I took a step back to admire the scene, as all the art was now in the game. As such, I moved on to my next task, adding sound. I had a list of actions that would need to have my sound overlaid, and again went looking through the sounds I had previously purchased. I also used a few free sounds I found on the internet. I added some sounds to both the throwing of a snowball and the punching out of the bricks. The punchiness of it really filled out the space.
In testing the sounds, I realized that the penguins were still coming in at random intervals.
Now was the time to implement a wave system. Instead of coming in continuously, each wave would have a total number of enemies to spawn. They would still pick a random spawn location. After all enemies of a wave were killed, the players would have 10 seconds to collect themselves and buy what they needed before the next wave would start. To end off day 3, I spent some time just messing around and playing the game to see how it felt. Personally, I feel that in game development, too often developers get caught up in what they think they want the game to be, rather than what the game wants to become. Games take on a mind of their own, and if you play them, they'll tell you what they're missing. Right now, though, my game was telling me it liked where I was going with it, so I set it down for the night, ready to come back the next day and polish it up. Day 4 was admittedly a short one, but to be fair, it was Christmas Day.
I started the day off with some tweaks to my wave spawning algorithm, and spent most of the rest of the day downloading and modifying the rest of the sounds I'd be using.
Sounds for talking to the fish, walking, collecting bait, opening the door, and shooting the snowball gun. Speaking of that last one, after finding the sound for it, I figured it was about time I implemented and tested it. Now, when buying the gun from the weaponry fish, you get a snowball gun and have increased firing rate. I finished up early and gave myself some time to spend with my family. Unfortunately, day 5 was a bit of an unproductive day as well. The game itself as a single-player game was pretty much finished, so I added a few touches I thought it could use, like modifying wave spawning, retargeting fish, and other minor things. I knew adding multiplayer would be a pain, but I didn't want to tackle that today, so I just installed the Photon Unity networking package and let it wait for tomorrow. I did give the player a model and hook up the animations, since I'd be needing those for multiplayer though. Look, it's a smoover.
On day 6 is when I really got back into things. I only had 2 more days left before my deadline, so today was finally the day I'd start adding multiplayer. But before that,
I got distracted and gave the penguins the ability to throw snowballs at the player. I just couldn't help but feel like the game was missing something, and this was definitely it. Like I said earlier, games just speak to you. This time, it took some introspection to figure out what it was really telling me, but I finally found it. The penguins I had programmed to do damage to the player really weren't, so the health and armor power-ups were both useless, leaving out a whole component of the game. Allowing penguins to do range damage to a player improved the game so much. And now it was finally time to implement multiplayer. I started by following the Photon tutorial for creating a server, making a login scene, yada yada, and by the end of it, 2 hours later, I had 2 players able to connect to the game at the same time. Still a lot left to synchronize, but I was exhausted. Even so, I felt like now that I knew how to do it, the task would be less daunting for the coming day. The final day, day 7 of working on this game, started off smoothly, but ended up being a lot of debugging. It turns out networking a game is very hard. After having synced player position, rotation, and animations, I applied the same strategy to my door and my penguins. I originally thought of syncing each and every ice brick of the igloo, but I thought this would cause a big load on the server to have to handle that many objects. So instead, I rewrote my previous code to make it so that a penguin would choose its ice bricks deterministically. That is, if a penguin spawned at the same point and targeted the same fish, it would break the same bricks in the same order. This saved me a lot of trouble, sending over more data than I needed to, and it worked pretty well.
From here, I started working on the major networking bugs sticking out. Without getting too into the code, synchronization was a big issue, both with positioning and eventually deleting objects like the snowballs and the penguins.
At this point, the game was fully functional with multiple players, and I was very happy, but I was not done. There were two big things I needed to do first. Number one was implementing player resurrection, allowing players to revive each other when one was downed by penguins. This ended up being super easy. When a player's health hit 0, I scaled them down to half their height. Kinda goofy, but I was tired at this point, which told other clients they were downed. When a player nearby interacted with them, they'd request them to be rescaled back to normal and reset their health. Lastly, and most importantly, was allowing the smoothers to really play as themselves in the game. On the title screen, the entry box asked each client for their nickname. I used this as input to establish the smoover's suit color. Mr. Cyan Smoover could finally be Cyan, as well as the blue and purple smoothers playing with me. And at last, the game was finally done. Now, there was only one thing left to do. When we had finally gathered all 3 main smoothers together, it was time to play this thing that I had made. I'll let the footage speak for itself.
Okay, I'm purple. Connecting.
Gold, just in case Isaac wanted to play.
Oh, hello. Hello? Hey, this sensitivity's insane. What the
It is.
Bro, you're blue. What's good, brother?
Oh, good. Okay. Start throwing some snowballs and just listen to yourself. It's amazing. Every time you do.
Oh, trade 50 bait for a snowball gun.
Piggies.
Oh, these are the fish! I thought these were like chickens or something for a second.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
We talked about
this. I know we talked about it. I know the whole point of the game was these fish. I could be playing Minecraft right now. Bro, wait, why are you in the game? Wait, the bee-hop movement be kind of clean though.
Stick to walls too.
You stick to walls? Oh yeah, you do. Where's this door? I'm gonna go break it.
Right,
You gotta check out the door.
I gotta check out the door.
Dude.
Oh my god, dude! Oh, that's so loud.
What keys do I press?
You gotta press the letters spawn. SPAWN all together.
Oh my, what the fuck?
Right,
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh wait, they dropped bait.
Yeah, we're going.
They're in
Well,
test.
wait, bro. Wait, bro. There's so many of them.
Yeah. You want to hard.
Yeah,
Also,
Wait, bro.
they throw snowballs at you.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm at like half HP already, bro.
Bro, you suck, dude.
Oh, they are breaking the walls. Oh my god.
I'm an aggro player. You guys camp in the building, bro. I'm out here. Oh my god, there's so many on the back wall. I'm dead.
Wait, you died?
Where's the health? Be held. I don't have enough money.
Alright, I'll res you.
Wait, there's a res feature?
Yeah. Stop moving. Okay.
Dude, how could you do this single player? This is actually insane.
God.
Cam, hold the gate, brother. Cam, I'm about to die again.
Move on.
Oh no, Cam died! Dude, the gun's OP. I'm buying a gun, dude.
Which one's the gun? Oh, here we go. Oh! I died. Guys, the base.
I'm dead too.
Guys, the base.
Help me!
Guys, our fish. Guys, the fish.
Oh my.
Oh my, you look so weird.
How do you
You're
reset?
down.
Oh, you lose.
You're a mini Cooper.
There's no reset, you have to close the game.
Are you joking?
No,
Okay.
that's it. Remember how much fun we were having?
I was having a lot of fun. Let's start it up.
Gotta say, I love the player models.
Yeah, the player models are actually kind of nice.
Wait, there's a
Oh,
run
I'm
button.
dead.
Can you
Yeah,
buy multiple?
control.
Oh wait, I'm at 10 HP. Uh-oh.
Dead.
I know. I can't res you.
Help me,
Uh-oh.
help me.
Oh, you can sprint.
Nope,
with
I'm dead.
control.
Help
I'm
me.
dead.
Oh, we're both dead. Wait, it rests me anyway. Yes, let's go.
Nice. Glitch game. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Oh
go. Your game's glitch.
Oh, I'm dead.
So do we lose if all the things die?
I'm inside. Yeah, we lose if all the fish die.
coming.
I remember when we thought that concept was stupid because it'd be like, oh, just camp the last one, bro.
Is there a max amount of worms you can pick up?
No.
No,
Oh, our last fish just died.
That's
What?
awkward. That's
I guess
awkward.
we win.
Woohoo! We can't lose.
No.
Nope.
Oh,
So
never
we have to
mind.
restart it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Oh
right.
my, it's 50 for a gun.
Dude, yeah, bro, it's expensive. It's kind of OP though, not gonna lie. Also, who opened the door and then like didn't like let me in? This door opened so slowly, bro. Hey, out of my way, bro, Cam!
Well, are you dead?
Dude, I'm 5 HP, bro.
Oh, I can't.
I'm dead.
Bro, he's
I'm dead.
yelling, dude. He's yelling.
I'm dead,
Why
bro.
does it close on me every time I try to go in?
Wait,
Wait.
they got all the fish. No.
There's no way, dude. There's
No one was
no
watching the
way,
bait.
dude.
No one
Oh
was
my
watching
god,
the
bro. Okay, run it back. This is, to be fair, this is like, yeah, this is very much the game I'd asked for. I was like, COD zombies with penguins.
And hard.
And hard, yeah.
Alright.
But they're in, bro. Dude, how are they getting in, bro? Wait, we just
Oh, the
lost
left.
one.
The left.
Wait, dude, I think your game's glitched. I'll say it. I think they just walked straight through the wall.
They definitely
Sometimes.
can get through when we.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely just walked straight through a wall, ate the one fish and left, bro. Like, I was standing in here, all the walls were completely built, bro, and they're just running straight through. Dude, look at this, bro. You see this on my screen chat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god! I flew over the wall.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Well, it wasn't the door though. It was like the corner. They just clipped straight through.
Oh, he just clipped through the corner.
Wall hacking goons. We can't win. Oh wait, I just got one shot. What? I just lost 70 HP. What happened?
Yo, where are you at? Where you at? Okay.
I'm dead. I died. I'm on the front corner.
Where?
I see Cam. I'm in the left corner. Front left corner by the door. By the door.
Like, are you inside?
No, I'm outside. He's on me. Uh-oh. They're raking the wall, boys. Dude, I'm actually having way too much fun, though.
What is? Oh, the gun's insane.
The gun is crazy.
I got the back. I'm just spraying them down.
I'm gonna be the worm collector. I'm the worm collector, boys.
Get a gun, dude.
Nope, I've gotten 4 speed upgrades.
What the?
I just got launched.
What? You're so fast. I'm the tank, dude. I got the gun.
Who cares about the one at the top?
Oh, there's so many worms. Why are there so many bears? Oh, there's so many.
Yo, I need some of these.
Yo, we got the.
Wait, I clipped into the wall. David. No. David.
Wait.
David, I was too fast. Hit me out, bro.
I'm out. Run.
I can't. I'm trying.
I can't get you out.
I'm sure I can't. Help me. There we go. I need the gun. No, the gun's gone. We only have one left. I'm dead.
No.
There's only one left.
This little man.
Are you
I think I
rezzing
can
me?
just clip through the walls, dude.
I'm trying to. He keeps turning though.
I'm not turning.
Alright. I'll protect. I'm the tank. I got 285
Oh wait, I clipped into the wall again. Hey.
No, the fish. No.
No. Okay, I've learned from my mistakes.
Bro, the speed
6
was
speed
not.
upgrades is
The
too
speed
many.
is not. You got 6?
speed
Oh my
upgrades.
god, you're in the air, dude.
I'm stuck in the wall.
Why?
Oh, there we go. Nice, you knocked me down.
Yeah, but we already lost.
Wait, you guys want to see how fast I am, though, bro? Res me. Oh, can you not res me? Okay, wait, ready? So this is me. This is me. This is me walking.
Oh my god. Does that even help you at all?
Bird eye view.
I'm flying, bro.
You get
Yo,
on
he's
top of
schmoovin' though.
I'm
He do
schmoovin'
be
though.
schmoovin'. Alright. I think the move is still buy a gun.
I think if I just went, I think if maybe, just maybe, I didn't do the 3 extra speed upgrades I did after the first 3, it would have been fine. Cause then I could have gotten a gun.
Oh, so much
Do you
speed.
still want to get 3 speed upgrades? That
Dude,
seems-
3 speed upgrades was
Get the
pretty
gun
lit.
first.
No. See, my strat is if I get the speed upgrades, I get more worms
Yeah,
faster.
you get our worms.
Well, you guys already had the gun upgrades, bro. You didn't need more. You're not gonna lie. I think the door opening's a little slow. I think that's kind of cucking us.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
eventually you just run through the wall. So.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, that is what I will eventually just do. I know you mean by it being broken, but I'm not
Yes.
doing that.
I need one more worm, but Ryan's taking everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were behind me. That's my bad. That's my bad. I'm running so fast though that I can't really pick up bait. Like I'm not actively picking it up, you know.
I'm going too fast to even aim.
Well, you don't have to aim, bro.
It's just hopefully those are
I just need to heal back up to 100, and then this is GG. It's over. Although jumping takes forever to get back down. Oh, I have more money. This is gonna be an armor angle, yeah. Wait, I think we got it. I think we got it on this run. I think this is it.
Wait, where are the penguins?
Did we win? Is it over?
There's just no
I guess. The penguins are gone.
I'm gonna call that a win.
I mean, if they don't respawn, bro.
Yo,
Yeah, anyone want to race around?
I
No,
gotta get some
not
more
really.
speed.
Although I feel like we're gonna get debated. Yeah, where's the win, devs? Come on, hello. Alright, well, GG's. Thanks for not having a win screen that we were promised.
I'm sorry. I think
Oh,
I messed up somewhere.
I fell off the map.
I think there was supposed to be more penguins spawning, and they just didn't for some reason.
We glitched it. It's okay.
Yeah. It's like in Die Hard when you just kill yourself to get to the end screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
So there were a few bugs. That's typically how it is in game development. You can't test every scenario, but I'm happy with how it turned out, and I think everyone enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more content like this, or even if you'd want me to do some tutorials on game development. It's really a passion of mine and would love to spread the word. That being said, remember to subscribe for more gaming content. And until next time, thanks for watching.